But now you have the Xbox fans just going after these guys. Obviously, they can't be racist towards them because they're white.
You serious?
Alright, what's up guys? I hope you're all doing well. So as you can see, today we're going to be looking at one of the biggest Sony pony PlayStation fanboys on YouTube, JayTechTv. In his latest podcast, which is over 2 hours, but don't worry, I cut out just the best parts so we can take a look at it and hopefully get some laughs from it. In this podcast, he's basically trying to say that all PC and Xbox gamers are racist, so I thought we would take a look at it and see what kind of evidence he brings to the table here to prove his point. Let's get right into it.
As you know, I've been on YouTube for probably over 10 years, been gaming for over 23, 24 years now. So I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot before gaming went to the internet. I've seen a lot after the gaming went to the internet. When gaming expanded and everybody started to play online, we actually got to hear other people, you know, become racist and shit.
Right, because with the invention of the internet and online gaming, racism was born. Being a black dude, you would think he might have some knowledge of racism in the past and how it's been around for thousands of years, but we really can't expect that level of intellect from a console fanboy like this guy.
I never really experienced a lot of the racism on PS3 because, again, I was on a PS3. I had played multiple multiplayer titles: SOCOM, Warhawk, Starhawk, Killzone 2 and 3, Uncharted 2, 3. Never really dealt with any racism.
Just because you personally didn't experience racism in PlayStation games doesn't mean that racists exclusively play video games on an Xbox or PC. Also, how can anyone even know what race you are just based on your voice? If I was in a lobby with JayTech, I would just assume he was some nerdy white kid based on his voice. So that's likely why he didn't experience any direct racism on PlayStation.
Obviously on YouTube it was a big difference. You dealt with a lot of them. The background of the individuals I pissed off first were the Xbox community, so I'm able to actually speak on this because I know who was pissed off by the content that I produced over the years.
Nobody was being racist to you until you started making videos that you yourself appeared in talking shit about Xbox and PC players, so it's no wonder why you attracted some of the more toxic members of the communities. I am 100% sure that any Xbox or PC player that is black has also experienced racism from Sony ponies who don't like them talking shit about their precious piece of hardware.
I pissed off a lot of Xbox fans during the PS3 generation, and then during the PS4 generation, I believe at the halfway point, that's when I pissed off the PC fans by telling them no matter how powerful your system is, you still want something that's on a weaker system. And that's the only point I proved by doing the port begging. Shit, I could go right now and find some games that people want, and it will piss them off again, and I'm probably going to still do that. Because I have no problem pissing people off.
The only thing that he has proved with his meaningless points of port begging is that nobody cares what console a video game is on. People just like to play video games. It really doesn't matter one bit what system you prefer to play video games on, but the unfortunate thing is that some games are exclusive to their respective platform, like in Sony's case where many of their exclusive games are only exclusive because they have paid developers to lock their game on their system and force people to buy their console to play said game. I'm at the point where I find exclusives incredibly stupid. All it does is expose a superiority complex that all of these fanboys have in common. It doesn't matter what console you play video games on, and most reasonable people will agree with that. I primarily play video games on a PC now because that's my preferred place to play, but I don't think that anyone is in the wrong because they want to play something that's exclusive to PC, and that's because they just want to have a good time and play a video game. This whole argument about port begging is so fucking dumb and it needs to end. We're all here just trying to enjoy video games. It really doesn't matter what platform you choose to play on.
Racism is a part of life. It shouldn't be. But when you have people that are afraid to say something to anybody's face, they're going to say it over the internet where they're protected by that screen. You know, by the by the immunity of not knowing who's on the other end. You don't know what they look like, you don't know where they live, you don't know what their face looks like, and they're free to do whatever they want. They can make as many accounts as they want to be racist.
I really don't understand what point he's trying to make here. Being racist is not some exclusive club that only PC and Xbox players can join. Phil Spencer is not out here subconsciously recruiting KKK members to the Xbox Game Pass. Hiding behind the internet to be racist is not something that only happens in video games. It happens all over the internet. So yeah, the internet is a pretty shitty place, but there's also many of these types of people on PlayStation Network. You aren't somehow immune to racism because you don't play on Xbox or PC.
But yeah, I've been dealing with racism in the community for a long time, and that is pretty much sidestepped. And I can assure you, the majority of individuals that instigated the drama in January, and of course we won't be able to talk about that information anymore because, you know, we have a new January, so that will be a whole year that people are trying to use that stuff against me. Majority of those individuals were white, and the majority of those individuals were on the Xbox as well as PC. Those communities actually joined together in order to quote unquote cancel me.
So why were people trying to cancel him back in January? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's take a trip back in the YouTube time machine and see exactly what our little boy JayTechTv was doing.
I was an acquaintance of his. We talked about games etc. I guess he found me super attractive and at some point started to send me dick pics. I said stop, always. And it escalated to him sending me a video where he was literally jerking off to my picture.
Oh, you horny.
So yeah, using your race as a shield sure is a great excuse to protect yourself from people exposing you as the fucking weirdo you are, sending unsolicited dick pics to women. Sadly for JayTech, calling somebody out for being a fucking weirdo doesn't classify you as a racist, so you're not really gonna get out of this one that easy.
And again, they were looking for any and everything to do that. We had a prime example just recently on Twitter. And I haven't heard back from Salty, but I have given Salty my opinions on trying to be too friendly with the other side that you left. So Salty, from what I can see, he's Caucasian or white. He left the Xbox side. He wasn't happy. Same thing with Crap Gamer. He left the Xbox side. He wasn't happy. MBG, also Caucasian white, left the Xbox side. He wasn't happy. But now you have the Xbox fans just going after these guys. Obviously they can't be racist towards them because they're white.
You serious?
If a black person calls me a honky or some stupid shit, sure, I'm not offended, but when an SJW BLM in their Twitter bio black person says that all white men are bad and need to die, yeah, that's pretty fucking racist. Let's just take a quick look at the definition of racism for clarity. Prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against a person or people on the basis of their relationship in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized. And now, yes, while it does say typically one that is a minority group, that does not mean that racism is exclusive to people who aren't white. Prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed at anyone simply based on their race is considered racist by any logical person. Way too many people assume that you need to be called something like the N-word to be a victim of racism, but racism spans way beyond simply calling someone a bad word. Anyway, I don't want to dive any deeper into this subject right now, but if you guys want me to, honestly, I'd like to make a whole video about this because this shit pisses me off, if you can't tell. Until we see each other as equals and stop making everything about race, we can't truly ever be equal. And just for good measure, here's Morgan Freeman with his wise words of wisdom.
How are we going to get rid of racism and stop talking about it?
But they're going after these guys, or they're picking at them, they're just doing anything. It is probably one of the most toxic communities outside of the PC community. The toxicity was just them believing that making multiple accounts to dislike my videos or spam untrue things about PlayStation was enough to like make me stop. A lot of people just think, hey, if I say this to JayTech or about JayTech, if I make a video about JayTech, JayTech will just leave and then, you know, we'll be free of people not telling other people the truth. And it doesn't go that way.
JayTech may be one of the most hypocritical fanboys I've ever seen yet. He's trying to say that people want to silence him from speaking the truth when he literally copyright strikes people who call him out for the bullshit he does, like this person here.
I knew this was eventually going to happen, not because I have broken any laws, but because I know that people these days are extremely quick to, instead of debate or instead of trying to counter my argument with theirs, they find it would be much more easier to simply silence me.
I've been gaming on YouTube from a teenager to an adult, and I've become hardened to the harsh words and criticisms of a lot of individuals. But it does not mean I have to deal with it. So yes, I do use the block button. Yes, I do use the mute button. And no, I don't, and I will not respond to anybody that's making multiple videos about me.
Well, hey, I'm glad you are capable of using those block and mute buttons so you don't have to respond to people giving you valid criticisms or calling you out for acting like a fucking weirdo. Bravo.
I've extended the olive branch for going on 3 years now. For anyone that has any problem with me or wants to hash it out about consoles or gaming in general, you know, I have this platform here where we can talk about it, and I don't mind doing that. I've had multiple debates. I've had more debates than I wanted to.
Right, so let's go ahead and look at these debates he's talking about and see how that olive branch is holding up.
Speaking on my own behalf. I am not speaking on the behalf of other PC gamers.
So do you game at all?
Of course I game. I have a library of over 76 games, okay, and I play many of them.
That's
I
it.
do game.
76.
What's wrong with that?
No, I'm just wondering, like 76, shouldn't you have a lot more? With the Steam sales and all.
Well, the thing is, I am a person that pays bills. I pay mortgage, electricity, gas, phone bill, insurance. I have bills that I pay.
I know, but
when I invest in a game,
wasn't the debate about console gamers play more than PC gamers?
No, that wasn't
due
the
to
debate. The debate was that you call PC
Well,
gamers
okay,
beggars.
look.
Yeah, so as you can see, these debates are essentially JayTech just telling people they aren't true gamers like him, and that's about as far as it goes.
And the majority of every person, actually, I think all the PC gamers that I've talked to, or PC fans or trolls that I've talked to, they were all white. Every last one of them. Like a lot of people think I have not been studying or I have not been doing this groundwork to find out who individuals are, but I have. I've been able to narrow down the new generation of PC gamers to a specific age group, a diversity, their beliefs.
Jay's out here doing background research on his haters like a fucking CIA agent figuring out every detail of their life. Dude, once again, just because most people you talk to were PC gamers or white doesn't mean they are all racist. I've seen tons of black people in the comment section of other people's videos on JayTech talking about how he's an embarrassment to them and the gaming community in general, so while he's just cherry picking examples of stupid racist white people, he's purposely leaving out anyone with a brain that can see how stupid he is so he can push this narrative of everyone who disagrees with him as being racist. I don't know how much longer I can take this video, honestly. It's slowly corrupting my IQ. As a matter of fact, let me take a quick test and see how I'm doing. Okay, here we go, and finished. Alright, let's see what we got. Oh, fuck.
I've actually been able to pinpoint a large group of my haters and a large group of the people that hate me and their followers, so it's really easy to find out who people are, but you can't really pinpoint on where they live, what their real names are, or their faces. And I don't need any help with that. Don't worry, I'm not gonna go stalk anybody or anything. But
oh, don't worry, we know you don't need help stalking anyone, Jay. You've shown us all you are very good at that.
I do find it funny that the individuals that want to post the most hateful things or say the most hateful things, they're so afraid to use their real picture. I've gotten on camera multiple times. Actually, I have not gotten on camera in a while, probably a couple days, because I fucking need a haircut.
While I do agree that most people hide behind the internet as a way to shield themselves from backlash for being racist or just an idiot in general, you are essentially doing the same thing by calling anyone who disagrees with you racist. You use your race as a way of getting out of allegations. No, not even allegations, actual situations where you were acting like a total, complete fucking weirdo to multiple women online. But unfortunately for you, that didn't really work out too well, so you've proven yourself to be a laughingstock of the gaming community once again, Jay, but hey, I've got to hand it to you for at least keeping your message consistent. Alright guys, I think that'll about do it for this video. I really can't take any more of this guy. My IQ points are dropping more and more every minute. I try to listen to him form a coherent sentence, so I'm gonna go ahead and head out. But hey, you test your IQ after watching this video and let me know in the comments what you get. And if you did enjoy the video, make sure you drop a like on it, as it really does mean a lot to me. And subscribe for more videos like this, exposing the retardation of the internet. And while you're at it, you might as well join the channel like all of these beautiful people here and gain access to exclusive perks only channel members get, like cool emotes to use while I'm streaming and more with the higher tiers. And if you really want to support the channel and keep my lights on, join me on Patreon for some more special perks like access to my raw scripts and some other cool stuff. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you at least got some enjoyment out of this video. When we talk to each other next, it will most likely be in 2021, so I'll see you next year. Peace out.